It's Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. I'm going to start this video out today by saying this. Your friends, associates, family members, most of them are not laughing at you any longer. People are beginning to realize, they're beginning to wake up that this economy is in big trouble and this economy is collapsing and this economy is not coming back anytime soon. People now are beginning to realize that something is wrong. Things are breaking within the economy. And those people who once laughed and judged you are no longer laughing or judging you. And these are the same people now who didn't want to make the sacrifices, didn't want to save money, just wanted to splurge, wanted to spend, run up the credit cards, thought that you were just out of your mind talking about what was coming. Thought that the housing market would never slow down, thought that the Federal Reserve would never raise interest rates, thought that the stock market would never go down, thought that nothing bad could ever happen. Well, they're not laughing anymore, are they? And if you're one of those people that was laughing, you need to get into gear immediately because this thing's going to get much worse. You haven't seen anything yet. And there's a lot I want to talk about today. I'm going to do an unboxing. I just got a delivery from SD Bullion yesterday. I'm going to open this up for all of you. There is a subscriber named Ryan who sent me this tool right here. And I want to discuss this too because I was fascinated by this little plastic tool. It looks like a ruler, but this little tool right here can verify your gold if it's real or it's fake. And I think it's a good little thing to have in your toolbox because we're heading into a very, very serious time. And we're going to see bankruptcies across the board, governments going bankrupt, banks going bankrupt, people going bankrupt, currencies going bankrupt. This is why you need to be holding gold and silver, real hard tangible assets that will never go bankrupt. 5,000 years of history tells us they cannot go bankrupt, never have, never will. So if you're buying gold, this may be a good little tool to have. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but let's talk about what's taking place right now and why you better be getting ready. And look, I don't care if you buy gold or silver. If you want to, I have a link down below, SD Bullion. It's where I buy from. I don't care if you buy gold or silver. I'd prefer you go out and get security first and food and water. Leave the gold and silver to the end. And if you have the means to do that, then do that after you've covered other bases. Security is of the utmost importance now. Food and water, very, very important. JP Morgan forecasts another supersized rate hike by the Fed in September. So we're seeing now a higher chance of a 75 basis point rate hike in September. I think they're estimating that to be about 56% right now. I believe it's probably even higher than that. But getting back to the economy and these markets today, they should have been absolutely crushed. U.S. service sector collapses in August. U.S. composite weaker than Europe. U.S. services PMI collapsed from 47.3 to 44.1, well below the expected 49.8. You know, so many people have left their jobs, quit their jobs, won't go back to work. At some point, people are going to be begging for jobs. They'll be begging for jobs in the service sector, and they won't be there. These jobs are going to begin to vanish. U.S. manufacturing service PMI, manufacturing PMI fell to 51.3. So manufacturing, services, all of it in very, very big trouble. And it's just another indicator of where all this is going. Somebody please tell me where the good news is. Where's the good news in the economy? I haven't seen it. And when I asked last week if somebody would please report some good news, I didn't see anything in the comments. Macy's cuts full year forecast despite strong quarter, fearing shoppers will pull back on spending. This on CNBC. Chief Financial Officer Adrian Mitchell. We have seen declining retail traffic in areas of weakening apparel sales. The consumer is not as healthy as they were in prior quarters. And I have a news flash. The consumer is going to get much, much weaker because they're going to continue to run up those credit card bills, continue to live off of debt and acquire more debt, and they're going to drown themselves in debt. And as everything begins to bankrupt, as I said earlier, governments, currencies, markets, you name it, you've got to be holding things that will not bankrupt, and that is hard, tangible assets like gold and silver. How about getting all your debts paid off so that you own things, getting your house paid off. Yes, I know you still got to pay the property taxes, but if you don't have a house payment, you don't have a mortgage, you can really breathe. If you get the debts paid off and you run into some bad luck, at least you have some breathing room. It's not the end of the world. If you have a 6 months of capital or cash reserve, you have some gold and silver put away, you have food and water put away, somebody loses a job, you're going to be able to breathe. Whereas people that have nothing, when they lose their job, they're going to go into panic mode because they can't survive. They're going to be looking at going homeless, living in a tent because they have nothing to fall back on. And people out there that have no families, don't have a good church, if you don't have this to fall back on, you are literally one paycheck away from being homeless. Another article on CNBC, we're in a housing recession. Experts say here's what that means for homeowners, sellers, and buyers. You all now are watching the news, and it's day in, day out now that the housing market is beginning to come to reality. They're now admitting that there's a problem in housing that's beginning to slow down. They've been fighting this for months, telling you that it's no big deal. It's going to pick back up. The economy is going to pick up. Housing will pick back up. This, that, whatever. It's not going to pick back up. Too many people are losing jobs. Rates are going to continue to go up. See, they thought rates would never go up, and they thought this housing euphoria was going to continue forever. Well, rates have gone up. Mortgage rates have gone up. Fed's fund rate going up, and inflation continues to go up. Sales of existing homes were down last month by 20.2% to 4.8 million properties from 6 million properties a year earlier. Sales of existing homes fell 5.9% from June, sixth straight month of decline. Lawrence Yun, he's from the National Association of Realtors. He says, we're witnessing a home recession in terms of declining sales and the slowdown in building. But think about this number, 20.2% down, 20.2% last month from a year ago. Think about that. That is an astonishing number. Terrible time to buy a house. I don't give financial advice, but I've been telling you for months and months and months, literally over the past year, do not buy a house. You are going to live to regret it. And so many people who have just bought a house in the past year or even 2 years, beginning to realize they made a big mistake. And many people who were going to sell their homes 4 or 5 months ago didn't. And now thinking about doing it, realize that they've missed the height of the market. And if you're in this market to sell, I would do it immediately and get out. And another thing too, if I can say one thing, if you're selling your house, don't be greedy. Be the next sale on your block, in your neighborhood. Be the next sale. Price it right. Do not chase this market down. Too many people just don't want to come to the realization of what's happening. They miss the height of the market, and they still think they can get more than the next guy, and they're going to chase the market, and every 30 days they're going to have to lower it a little bit and lower it a little bit. Get ahead of those people. Be the next sale. Price it right. Lower the price right now. Price it right and be the next sale out of your neighborhood. The Hedge today, U.S. new home sales crashed in July. Another staggering number. New home sales crashed a shocking 12.6% month over month. New home sales, get this, are down 29.6% year over year. And we are now seeing the highest supply since March of 2009. I mean, this is shocking data. It's beginning to accelerate. We are watching things break in this economy. And when I say break, you can interpret it two different ways. Things are breaking literally in half or breaking like a break. Things are just coming to a standstill. But either way you want to interpret it, things are breaking, and it's going to break much more. Cooling housing market, Idaho, Colorado, Utah. Sellers drop prices in July. Boise, Idaho, 70% of homes for sale fell in price. Owners struggle with the reality of a cooling housing market. It's going to cool much more. And I don't think the typical seller realizes what is around the corner. More than 15% of the homes in every major U.S. metro dropped their asking price in July, according to Redfin. Last month, nearly 60% of homes in Denver, Colorado dropped their asking price. Salt Lake City, Utah, 56.4% of homes fell in price. Tacoma, Washington, over 54% of homes listed fell in price. Another article from The Hedge. The administration nears decision on $10,000 student loan forgiveness. Forgiving this debt, ladies and gentlemen, is going to cost between $300 and $980 billion over 10 years. The majority of debt relief will go to borrowers in the top 60% of earners. There are going to be huge economic and political implications if this goes forward. No doubt about it. And that's not to be political. That's just a fact. What do you think about letting people off $10,000 off the hook here for making and agreeing to an obligation, signing on the dotted line, getting a degree, most times a worthless degree? Why can't they pay this back when we have over 11 million jobs openings in this country right now? The El Pollo Loco, it's a fast food chicken place, 5 minutes from my house, El Pollo Loco, and they do a flame broiled chicken. Not very good, but they are offering right now $18 to start to cook chicken. In some positions, more, even higher at El Pollo Loco. But starting pay to cook chicken at El Pollo Loco in Palm Desert, California, off Monterey, $18. $18. So if you can't pay your college tuition debt, why can't you go to El Pollo Loco and go get paid $18 and cook chicken and pay that debt back? What kind of message does this send that you don't have to pay off your obligations, your commitments, but that the average taxpayer has to? I think that's a terrible message. Another one here today on The Hedge. Just how cooked is the official jobs data? It says right here that the PwC finds more than half of U.S. companies are laying off workers. You and I talked about this months ago. And I can guarantee you that it's more than half of U.S. companies that are going to be laying off workers. To say that it's only half, yeah, that to me is cooking of the books. There's so much cooking of the books right now in the stock market with the economic numbers, the inflation numbers, the housing numbers, the inflation numbers, it's all cooked. But we're going to see way more than half of U.S. companies laying off workers. And we talked about this, and we've been talking about this for probably over a year. This is why you got to have a cash reserve. This is why you got to have a skill set. This is why you should have a side hustle. This is why you need to know how to do things so you have something to fall back on. Have a backup plan. Have low debt or no debt. Live below your means. We have been talking about this. You and I, all of us, been talking about this day coming, and now it's here. We're going to see massive layoffs coming to America. Massive unemployment coming. You need to know how to do things. Maybe this is a time where you can, start your own little business. Maybe you can start doing something that pays in cash. Anything from cleaning houses to cleaning cars to whatever. People are out there hustling, and then we have a lot of people out there doing absolutely nothing. But if you know how to do something and do it well, you're going to get paid. People will pay you. But this is about to get very, very competitive. And we've been talking about this for such a long time that this is absolutely no shock, right? We knew that companies were going to be laying off and people are going to be fighting for jobs here at some point. Couple other articles. Here's one right here. Over 6,000, this comes from Fox Business, over 6,000 flights delayed or canceled on Monday. Here's another one. Over 1,400 flights delayed or canceled on Tuesday. Somebody please tell me what the hell is going on. How in the world are they going to fix the U.S. economy when they can't even fix the airlines? What in the world is going on here? The system is so dysfunctional, the system is falling apart, and if we can't even get airplanes to take off, how in the world are we going to fix the U.S. economy? What a disaster we are witnessing. And again, this just takes me right back to what I started with. You better own real, hard, tangible assets, gold and silver. So I just got this package yesterday, SD Bullion. Link down below. I've been dealing with them for about 4 years now, thanks to literally 100 people that watched the show years ago told me I should be dealing with SD Bullion, and I am. I've been dealing with them for 4 years. So I ordered a couple ounces here. Gold buffaloes. Beautiful coin. 4 nines. I just love that pure yellow of the buffaloes, and I've been buying a lot of these lately. And so I will put these in my vault in my private office in a private location. I don't really keep much at the house at all, but I do have a private office with a private vault where I do keep this and other locations. I like to spread it around, but it's all close enough that I can get to in a time of emergency. But these are absolutely beautiful, and take a look at that. Gorgeous. And this isn't to brag. This isn't to say, look at me, because there's a lot of things I could have done with the money that would have been a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable than ordering some gold buffaloes that are going to sit in my vault and that I'm not really going to pay any attention to. I buy this stuff and I don't even think about it. I may not see these buffaloes for years. I may not see these things for 2-3 years. Who knows? Or I may see them tomorrow if things really get bad. That's the beauty of this stuff, and nobody knows where it's at, and nobody knows what I'm doing with it, who I'm selling it to, who I'm trading it with. That's the beauty of it. It's untraceable, it's untrackable, and it's unhackable, and that's why I like gold. Now, that brings me to this. A subscriber, Ryan, sent me this little tool. It looks like a ruler, right? And what I like about this is you can check the width of your gold. This does, I think, 7 major investment coins. You can measure width, diameter, and weight with this little plastic looking ruler. These are $26 on Amazon. I'm going to put the link, I'm going to put Ryan's link down below. Ryan works at I'm going to say luxury coin dealer in the county of San Diego here in Southern California. Says business is booming. People are buying a lot of gold and a lot of silver. I heard Bill Holter speaking today saying that he's extremely busy selling a lot of gold and a lot of silver because people are waking up and they know something is happening right now and something big is around the corner. People know something is going to happen. And so I'm going to continue to keep buying gold. I have a decent amount of silver, but in the last 24 months, I've been really buying this stuff. And again, I put it away. I don't think about it. I pray to God I never have to use it. But as I see things playing out, more than likely I'm going to be using it, and it's gonna be part of my war chest. This is your war chest, ladies and gentlemen. When we talk about having a war chest, that's like, talking about putting cash away, putting gold away, putting silver away, because there's going to be opportunities, and you're going to need money to take advantage of opportunities. See, most people went out and bought cars and boats and RVs, and they partied, and they went to Las Vegas, and they took trips to Hawaii, and they went on cruises, and they bought nice clothes, and they bought expensive cars or leased cars, and they bought big houses, and now they're going to pay a huge price. So when I say I made sacrifices, see, I didn't go out and party my money away and blow it on toys. This is what I bought. This is what I've been buying for years. So with this little device, you can check all 3 attributes. Now, if you can't thermo test your gold on the spot, this little device, this little plastic device might come in handy. And this will measure 7 major investment coins: the Philharmonic, Eagles, Cougarans, Maple Leafs, Pandas, Buffaloes, and Kangaroos. So all your main investment coins. What I like about this is if we head into a situation, a real hard collapse, and I mean hard, we're talking like Venezuela hard. You're not going to thermotest your coins. Most people probably really, other than looking at it and feeling it, could not tell if this coin is real. So you can put this in your pocket and you can go anywhere with it and check coins. So let's just say I'm on my farm in Alabama. I've got cows, and somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want to buy one of your cows. I'll give you an ounce of gold, 3 ounces of gold, whatever it might be. How do I know it's real? I don't have a way to thermotest it. I can look at it and go, yeah, it looks pretty real. But for peace of mind, I can take this little device and I can weigh it. And there's a little area right here, little slot for this coin, and you can see it fits totally flush the way it should. And if it was on a table, this would lift up, telling me that it's an ounce. So you can weigh it. So it will move up and tell me that it's an ounce. Now, I don't have my glasses on, but there's little slots here, and you can put the coin in here, in one of these slots, and they're all marked for the specific coin, so you can measure diameter and width. So I believe that that's a buffalo right there. So I would put that in there, and that tells me the diameter is right. And this will go in here in this little slot for width. So the width is good, the diameter is good, and the weight is good. So look, I'm not saying this is 100%, but it does check all 3 attributes of a coin. And I think it will allow you to sleep better at night, especially if things get bad and people are coming to you with gold. And this is a great way to really verify that it is real. So you can check width, diameter, and weight. It's a company called Gold Coin Balance. Ryan has an Amazon link. I'll put that down below. But I think for $26, it might not be a bad tool to put in your toolbox. I really liked it. I checked all my coins with it. I already know that my coins are real. I get all my gold and silver from SD Bullion, so I'm not really too worried about that. But what if you want to go, and I've done this in the past, and I didn't have this, but what if you want to go to a coin shop or a pawn shop or a private party and you buy something? You're basically taking somebody's word for what you're getting. So again, this is great. Put it in your pocket, go to the jewelry shop, the coin shop, the pawn shop, the private party, and verify that that piece of gold, that coin is real. So you can check it, check diameter, check width, and check weight. It's a nice little thing to have. So I just wanted to give Ryan a shout out. Nice little tool. I think it makes sense. I don't think that anybody's going to regret owning one of these, because if you use it one time, and at the price of gold right now, and we know it's going to go much higher, you don't want to get burned. So at least do what you can to verify what you're getting is real. Because if you're not buying it from maybe an SD Bullion and you're buying it somewhere else, or again, we're in a collapse situation and people are coming to you, private party, to trade an asset for another asset, like gold for a cow or a piece of gold for a car, etc., you may be happy you have something like this. I'm just saying you may sleep a little bit better at night. So I'm going to wrap it up right there. Again, check the link out down below if you're interested. Ryan has a limited amount of these, and when they're gone, they're gone. But make sure that if you have the means right now, this isn't financial advice, make sure you're getting yourself some gold and silver. Today, again, these markets are in trouble. Not to say that the market, that the Dow Jones can't be up 700 points tomorrow, 900 points. We've seen the volatility. Anything's possible. One thing we know that is extremely real right now is the economy. The economy is collapsing right before your very eyes. You know, people used to write me and go, when's it going to collapse? When's it going to collapse? Those people no longer exist because they are collapsing with the economy. They see the economy collapsing now. And many people they had blinders on. They just did not see the economic damage happening daily. They didn't pay attention to the vacant stores, the vacant restaurants, the vacant office buildings. It's happening. I'm even seeing less cars on the road now. Another indicator that people are really getting tapped out, and they're not, even with discounted gas prices still extremely high, people are driving less. There's no doubt about it. But things are getting bad out there, and you've got to be protecting yourselves. Things are going to continue to bankrupt. Watch out for currencies. Watch out for economies. Watch out for markets. Things are bankrupting right now, right before your very eyes. And one thing that is never going to bankrupt is this right here. So I cannot stress enough that the importance of owning real things, getting back to simplicity, getting the debts paid off, owning some gold, owning some silver, having cash put away, and using awareness, absorbing knowledge now, what's happening, and really opening your eyes and ears to what's happening, and start, coming to your own conclusions. Start listening to yourself instead of, people with a $3,000 suit on these shows telling you to go buy a house today, telling you to go out and run up your credit cards, telling you to go shopping today. Again, this stuff isn't fun. It's not exciting. It gives me really no pleasure, but it does give me the satisfaction to know that this is a life jacket. This is a lifeboat right here, that things get really out of control. This right here is going to be safety. That's insurance right there. And I think now all of us better have a lot of insurance, because this train is off the rails, and we're going to see a lot of damage, and a lot of people are going to really get wiped out. They're going to get hurt real bad, and they're never going to bounce back. They're never coming back. Take a look at the amount of tent cities around this country. They're growing. Look at the repossessions of automobiles. Look at how many people are being kicked out of their apartments. Home foreclosures up 700%. Inventories of new homes and existing homes skyrocketing. And guess what? People are losing jobs. Inflation continues to go up. Mortgage rates continue to go up. This is going to end extremely bad for most people. Don't let it be you.